Hello, welcome to the session on Advancing Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility, also known as IDEA, in Polar Sciences by USAPECS. I'm Lavanya Ashikumar, and I'm joined by Zach, Afsal, and Olga, and we belong to USAPECS, which is United States Association of Polar Early Career Scientists. So before we move on, I just wanted to introduce to you about what US APEX is, for those of you who are not familiar with this organization. So US APEX is the national committee representing the United States members of Association of Polar Early Career Scientists, also known as APEX. And we are a national committee, so we work under the hood or umbrella of an organization called APEX International, and it's also an interdisciplinary organization for undergraduates, graduate students, polar researchers, and early career scientists and members who have common interest in polar regions and cryosphere in general. So our main goal is to stimulate this interdisciplinary and international research collaboration and to develop effective future leaders in polar research, education, and outreach. And we want to make sure that all of our actions and collaborations are inherently focused on and informed by the IDEA principles, which is nothing but inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. And this also includes advocating on behalf of our members in regards to pressing issues in polar research, both at national and international level. So the way the US APEX works is that we do have several task groups, which our board members solely focused on, and some of them have expertise in some of these task groups, and we tend to work amongst these task groups, which I'm going to explain in a second. So some of the task groups that we have are IAPIC, which is also one of our collaborator, and then we do have website, social media, blog, and Polar Film Festival, conference, webinar, and IDEA. So these are just a list of task groups that we have right now at this moment, this physical year, but we are also open to suggestions. So if you think you have ideas for possible collaborations, we are open to suggestion, and we can possibly discuss future collaborations as well. So moving on in the blog, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain about what we have been doing in each of these task group, and what are our activities and where you can find this information. So one of the first task group, which we have been doing actively over the last few years, has been the blog. So we run an annual blog series, and we do have a theme every year that we kind of like stick with this theme, and we invite guests or speakers from different disciplines in the polar research as well, and also make sure that they're all early career researchers and who would discuss and help navigate the challenges and opportunities in this field and give you more ideas about how to get involved in polar research. So one of the blog theme was in 2020, last year, 2020 to 2023, was how to become a polar scientist or becoming a part of a polar scientific community. And for this year, 2023, 2024, we do have the blog team, which is like exploring polar sciences across disciplines. So you can find all of these information at usapex.org, and you can browse through some of our archives of blog posts, and you can have a reading of what's been going on, and you can find several useful information from this blog as well. And moving on, the next task group is the webinar. So we've been having past webinar events, which is freely available on our website, and also on YouTube channel. So you can click on the QR code, which has been posted here, and excuse me, and you can have a look at these webinars which are hosted. And we also do some kind of training workshops, which kind of like inculcates IDEA principles as well. So one such webinar that we hosted recently was in May, and we also hosted another webinar in October, which is all available on our YouTube channel. Some of these topics can be from how to improve accessibility in online media, how to be more improve your personal personal physical presence in online, and many such webinars are being hosted on our website. And moving on, the next task group is Polar Film Festival. So we do host annual uh, Polar Film Festival during the International Polar Week in September, and for which we gather short films from US-based and international early career researchers. And we do have very exciting and interesting videos which are submitted by folks like early career scientists from different disciplines in the polar sciences. And this showcases what's been actually going on in polar research, and particularly in the fieldwork in Antarctica and Arctic research. And this also encourages several group watch parties, which I'm so excited to say that. And we did have several group watch parties who were in the onboard vessels during their trip to Antarctica. So you can also scan this QR code and check out some of our previous videos, which is hosted in 2023 and 2022. And we do have archives up to 2019, I believe. And the next task group is IAPIC. So we do collaborate with IAPIC. So as you all know, IAPIC is Interagency Arctic Research Policy Committee, which hosts new early career forum on their IAPIC website. And we do have a regular newsletter which is distributed across the polar research community. So we have this opportunity to share this information on our website, and which you can go ahead and check every month. And you can also submit. So if you want your research or your publication to be shared among different polar scientist community, please submit your research. You can scan the QR code there and you can submit, and we will make sure that is up on our newsletter as well. And these are all ways in which we can communicate and share information to encourage the developments of early career scientists. And the other task group is conferences. So we do hold regular events and have presence in conferences like AGU. We did have a social on Wednesday, which was a huge success, thanks to our collaborators, PSECO and ARCUS, and who are super supportive of organizing the social. And we do have, we're not just focusing on the physical sciences aspect of polar science, but we do have board members who are from the social sciences background. So we tend to have presences in the Arctic Congress 2024 conference, which is coming up in February of next year. And we do have an abstract and a social plan for this conference as well. So these are some of the things that we try and do each and every year. But if you think we could collaborate on other conferences and other places, we are happy to collaborate. And the other task group, which is also very important, which we have been actively working since the last couple of years, is IDEA, which is Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility Principle for all the activities that we do at USAPECS, and also support the polar science community. So some of the things that we have been working on have been our land acknowledgement and having a code of conduct for a board, and our mission statement. We do encourage having pronouns on our board page. So if you look at our members page, you can always find the pronouns attached to our names, and land acknowledgement, which we make sure is available for every board member. And also make our materials accessible, which we are working on. So recently we did have some funding support for our website. So we are trying to get more and more materials up on our website, and having an IDEA strategy. So having a code of conduct for a discussion group, because we tend to host webinar online and other sorts of events like Polar Film Festival. So we are trying to have these code of conducts have in place to have a very healthy discussion. So if you want to use our code of conduct or anything, you can also email us and we can always get back to sharing it with you. And website and social media. So we have a dedicated task group which takes care of updating our social media page, like our Twitter, our LinkedIn, and we're also going to have more presence in the blue sky as well. So we share, so some of the things that we've been actively doing are like sharing the job opportunities, workshop details, or any sort of funding support, especially for the ECRs. Which we try and communicate at regular weekly intervals. And all of these good work is not possible by ourselves. And thanks to our supporters, partnership, and collaborators. So we've been actively partnering with IAPIC, Prosecco, Arcus, and Apex International, and also Coldex. So these are all the partnerships that we have been trying to do over the last few years. And we would also love to build up more and more collaborations in the future. So if you have any ideas, a question, or please join US Apex. So you can go to the web page and you can send us an email and you can sign up to our listserv, and so that you can get updated about our activities and any upcoming workshops or events that you can participate and you can collaborate. So thank you so much for listening to us, and I will hand over our session to our chair. Thank you and have a good day.